Hi everyone, my name is Kim, and this is my son Logan. He is about 6 weeks and 3 days old. Now, I didn't videotape the whole entire pregnancy because there was a lot of difficulties, and I had two miscarriages before him, and kind of didn't want to videotape if I was going to lose him or not. So, didn't do that. But I did watch all you guys on here trying to prepare myself for the delivery and such and such. I had him October 17th at 10:43. He was 9 pounds, 8 pounds 9 ounces. I always mix that up. 20 and a quarter inches long, and he's beautiful, as you can see. It's a boy. It doesn't look like a boy, but it's a boy. The basics of it is, I'm gonna just give y'all a little history. I had 2 miscarriages, same father of this one. I went up to like 5 months this pregnancy, and they put me on bed rest, which is hard for me because I'm such a movie jump up or down person. I don't like to stay still, and I don't like relying on other people. So they put me on bed rest and basically spend my entire time in this room. Oh, that's his crib. Doing nothing but sitting here watching TV and the computer, which I found this thing called Surf the Net, best channel TV watching thing you can find in the world. Anyway, I went up to almost exactly 40 weeks. I was off by 2 hours. Went to the doctors that Monday morning. They told me that I needed to get my amniotic fluid checked because they're gonna keep me pregnant for another 2 weeks. Now, my son is just like me, can't stay still for nothing, and he was beating the hell out of one side of my ribs that I could not do another 2 weeks. But for some reason they told me to set up the appointment the following week. And for some reason I chose to do it that week because no one knows. I went there, they told me that I have no amniotic fluid at all, which basically puts him in danger because he could turn around and lay on his the umbilical cord and cut his oxygen and everything off. Okay, so they told me they were going to induce labor, so they induced the labor, tried to induce the labor, and the contractions are hurt like a son of a... So I went through the contractions, and his heart rate kept dropping, so they turned around and did an emergency C-section. Now, I'm Miss Superwoman, like to pick up things heavier than me, do my own stuff and everything, but I can't stand needles nor the idea of being cut. So the moment they told me I had to have the C-section, my hands and body was like this the entire time. Anyway, they did the C-section. I remember them taking him out, my mom being right beside me, them taking him out and walking over there to put him down the wing thing. And I remember saying, "Mommy, did he just pee on them?" So my son sat there and decided to pee on all the nurses. And yes, he's basically white. His dad is a mutt, so I could have expected white, Indian, and black. So, of course, that's why he came out so light. And anyway, they did the C-section. He was 8 pounds 9 ounces, 20 inches and a half, and a quarter, I think. Half or a quarter, one of the two. I'm happy to be a mom. It's funny because I didn't think I was going to be able to get pregnant since I had 2 prior miscarriages. One was at 3 months and the other one was at 5 months, the same time they put me on bed rest with him. He had his first doctor's appointment, which went fine. The second doctor's appointment, they gave him his first shot, and I could not be in the room with them because I did not want to see it. And yes, he did get his stuff circumcised. And it was so funny because when he came back to me, he looked at me like he was mad at me, like he knew I was the reason why that got done. But, you know, it's healthier, and I know no girl wants to actually see it without it, so why get it done? And I've been looking at him thinking, oh God, he's going to be a hoe. Too cute for his own good. Don't know if he's going to stay that cute, but I think he is. I have 4 cats. Sammy, Sock, Silk, and Simone. Yes, all S's. And if I have another baby, it's going to be an L. They're not allowed upstairs at all because they hurt my baby. We're going to have issues. And I love my cats to death, but my son comes first. It is 4:08 right now. He woke me up at 3:30 to be fed and changed, and now he's going back to sleep. And I can't seem to fall asleep because once you wake me up, I'm usually up for the rest of for at least another 2 hours, and it takes me to fall asleep, and then he wakes up. So we haven't gotten our schedule set up right yet. But he sleeps a good 4 hours before he wakes me up anyway. Mainly because one of you guys were given cereal to our baby, and I chose to try it because I wanted to see if it would make him go to sleep, because he was only sleeping like 2 hours at a time and be waking up hungry as all hell because he's a growing boy. He's now 11 pounds and 4 ounces, and they said, I think they said 30, did they say 32 inches? I'm not really sure. That's written in the book, and I'm not in the mood to go downstairs to go get the book, his, what they call his report card, his body growth report card, and I'm not in the mood to go down there to get it. He is in the bed, which is completely his dad's fault, and then somewhat mine's afterwards. Every time his dad comes over here, spend a week here, he puts him in the bed with us. And now this little boy does not want to sleep in his crib. Now, if I take him right now and put him in the crib, 5 seconds later he'll start screaming because he realized he's not near me. And then I got used to it, so now I don't want him in there. But he's in this thing called the wedge, which keep him from rolling anywhere or trying to escape. And the hospital gave us this. He will not suck on any other pacifier but this kind. So I had to beg them for 2 more, so just in case we lose one, he has what he needs. And yes, he is moving for some odd reason. Look at baby. Say hi, baby. What else was I gonna say to y'all? He had a heart murmur when he was born, a slight one they said, and it kind of scared me for a while. He did have an emergency doctor visit. We had to go to the Philadelphia emergency room for babies, the Children's Hospital, because my beloved aunt chose to feed him while we went to my Aunt Sonia's birthday party, and one of my other aunts decided to feed him. And I told her to get the burp rag because my son likes to spit up a little bit after he eats. And she didn't, and he spit up on his shirt, got wet, and she didn't tell me that he spit up and his shirt got wet. And it was kind of cold outside, and us going in from the car to the house and out and back to the party and all that stuff, he got a little draft on it and was wheezing and stuff like that, and it scared the hell out of me. But we stayed at the hospital overnight, and they said he was fine. You know, they just wanted to make sure that everything was fine. He wasn't choking anymore. But he seems to be fine now. He's now sleeping 4 hours straight, which is a blessing on its own. I had the C-section, just to let this be known. I am a punk. I do not like needles. I do not like being cut. I don't like the idea of any of it. And when they told me it, I started like hyperventilating and shaking and crying, and my mom, his dad, and my cousin, which is now called his she-daddy, which, fine, you know, that's how my family is. She's his she-daddy, and they had to sit there and calm me down. Like, I was so freaked out. It was so bad. And what else? I wanted to tell y'all something else. Oh, he has a doctor's appointment December 22nd, where they're supposed to be giving him 4 shots and some oral medicine. And they told me that these 4 shots can cause him to get a fever. And I'm dreading it to the fullest because even with him just like wheezing, I freaked out. So imagine him actually being really sick is going to be a whole different subject. But they told me they gave me a prescription for this Tylenol medicine, and I'm supposed to give it to him prior to him getting the shot. So it keeps it counteracts it before it happens or whatever. He is exactly 6 weeks and 3 days old, I believe. Yeah, 6 weeks, 3 days old. With my C-section, my craziness decided to not stay still and had it reopen after 2.5 weeks. And they rushed me back to the hospital, sewed it back up, and now I have been out of work. Well, still got my job, but haven't been to work. Going on now, God, what, 7 months now? And they won't let me go back until February. So I'm going to just enjoy my time with my son. He seems to be doing good. The doctor said he's thriving and getting all big and gonna be, he's strong. Like when I first had him, when I just first had him, he was lifting up his head already. Like from the gate, he was lifting his head up. Like, what is going on? What did y'all do? Why did y'all yank me out my mommy belly and all this other stuff? Um, the doctors did tell me after the antibiotic fluid being so low, that I am so lucky that I went to the doctors that week, because if I didn't, they said there was no way, they were 90% sure that if I didn't go that day, that he wouldn't have made it to the next week. So praise that and all that goodness. I don't know if I'm repeating myself or not, but whatever. That's about it. So I'll talk to you people later.